Hey y'all, it's Jennifer. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am coming to you with a reading vlog, but it's going to be kind of different. My intention for this reading vlog was that it was just going to be me reading 4 Christmas mysteries. And I was really excited about this because I just kind of impromptu decided that I really want to take part in Cloak and Dagger Christmas this year, which is an awesome readathon that is run by Kate Howe, Kate from the novel Nomad, Janelle, just so many great people. And it's been going on, I think, for about 5 years now. And the goal is just to kind of read cozy mysteries here at Christmas. And I think that's great because in the holiday season, I don't tend to want to read something that's very heavy or very dense. And really what I need, I think here at the end of the year when things are so busy, is something plot heavy that is going to keep me coming back. And so I think reading mysteries here at the end of the year is such a great idea. The sad news is only one of the books has come. I do think the other 3 are in the mail and they will either be here tomorrow or they will be here next week. But I think next week I might start a different vlog. So I think this will just kind of be a weekend reading vlog and maybe even just a one-day reading vlog because today I have a lot of big plans. Next weekend, at the time of filming this, it's very early. It just turned December. So it's Friday morning. It's December 2nd. Next weekend, we are doing our big Christmas gathering, kind of just the Christmas gathering of the extended family. That's what we're going to do, and it's going to be next weekend, which is pretty early, and next weekend is also my birthday. So I feel like that's just going to be a separate vlog, but this weekend it means that we really want to get some things cooked up and we want to get some sweets and snacks made. And today I thought I would take you along with me as I make some cheese straws, and I thought we could just kind of do a very casual cook with me, like not film it as B-roll, but just kind of chat with you while I'm stirring things up. I really enjoy watching people cook at this time of year, and so that's kind of why I wanted to incorporate it. I really wanted to do a vlog that felt very festive, and so this is the best of both worlds. But in terms of reading, I did get one Christmas mystery yesterday, and I automatically started reading it. I am only 1 chapter in, but all of the Christmas mysteries that I picked up are in the series from the British Library Crime Classics. Basically, because the covers are gorgeous. I mean, it is what it is. And the one that arrived yesterday is The Santa Claus Murder by Mavis Doriel. I have never heard of her. I think that's kind of the way it goes with the British Library's crime classics. They are trying to republish things that have maybe fallen out of popularity. I think in many ways this is kind of akin to like Persephone classics. They're trying to shine a light on forgotten classics. And this is specifically a series that focuses on the golden age of the detective novel. So this is a book that was written in the 1930s, and already I love it. I'm obsessed. I really, really love it. So this book is set up as a murder that happened on Christmas Day, and the murder victim is found by a guy who was dressed up as Santa Claus, like who was essentially, I think, hired to come into the house and pretend to be Santa Claus in front of the kids. And though he is the person who discovered the body, he has really not much to do with the family, so he doesn't have an apparent motive to have wanted to kill the head of the family. But the rest of the family really hates him. But the book's setup is so interesting in terms of how it is written. We're getting kind of a perspective, I think, from each of the characters in each chapter, almost like they're sitting down and telling the detective what happened in the lead up to the murder. I think the majority of the book, though, is going to be told from the detective's perspective. And I don't know whether I like that, but I kind of think this feels already in tone and in terms of how it is set up very much like The Moonstone by Wilkie Collins, which is one of my all-time faves. So I'm just really enjoying this so far. I already really like her style of writing, and I love the fact that this is a really large family. Right at the beginning of the book, they have essentially a cast of characters and a family tree, which is very helpful. I already need it. There are so many characters. I'm really, really excited about this, and I'm really excited about all of them. So hopefully they do come, but this just won't be the vlog I envisioned where I read all 4. But this weekend is going to be pretty fun, so I thought it would just be great if we cooked together today. But that's on the agenda for today. Let's get cooking. I hope this is a really nice, cozy kind of holiday vlog. I am about to start shredding cheese for the cheese straws. And I'm really, really excited to see how they turn out. I really want a cheese straw, so that's why we're starting with those. But so I'm about to start shredding the cheese. Never fear, we're doubling this recipe. So I'm not just putting 2 sticks in here because I want to. We're doubling the recipe just because the big stick of cheese really was a full 4 cups. And I thought I might make some of these and carry it up to work. So we're doubling. But let's measure it really, just to be sure. I think if there's too much, maybe I'll need to add more flour to it, and so I really just want to make it perfect. So we have to cream together the butter and the cheese. So 1, we don't use this cheese for this. We can use it for something else. Freshly grated cheese is so good. Okay, I've already been snacking on this, so I hope I actually do have the 4 cups. Okay, so there's 2. I think this is gonna work. I really think it's gonna be absolutely perfect. So, oh, sorry, y'all can't see that. I zoomed in a little bit too far. Well, let's do this. Okay, I'm gonna make these heaping cups, I guess. I think that'll make it better. So there's 3. And then, yeah, we have a little bit more than 4 cups, which is kind of nice. So that can be a little snack later on, but I don't want to add too much because I really don't know if I'll have to add something else in. Okay, so let's beat it up. I don't know if y'all watch Becky from Acre Homestead, but I'm like obsessed with her, and she always like puts the recipe on her cabinet. And let me tell y'all, that's really brilliant because it means it's not sitting on the counter getting dirty. Let's go on and beat this up. Wanted it to fluffy. I think we got it there. So now we need to add in pepper, salt, cayenne pepper, and garlic powder. And we're doubling this, so it's gonna look like a lot of salt. Garlic powder. We needed 1/8 of a teaspoon, so half a teaspoon. That is so weird. I wonder why you would even bother putting 1/8 of a teaspoon in anything, but we measure garlic with our hearts in this household. Well, I'll do it, but it'll be a heaping half a tablespoon. Well, half a teaspoon. Since we are doubling, we need a whole teaspoon of cayenne pepper. Let's do it. This will give them some color too. And the fact that they're spicy is what you really want. I realize that not everybody does cheese straws. These are not even gonna be straws. These are gonna be wafers, technically. We're just gonna put them in a log and slice them because we used to have like a cheese straw maker and it broke. I guess you could pipe them, but I think the cheese would get caught in the piping tip and they just wouldn't come out right. So it's best we do this. They really didn't give a good measurement of the pepper, so let's just pepper it. It's hard to measure with a grinder anyway. And now let's mix that up and then we'll put in the flour. Okay, the goal now is that we add in the flour 1/2 cup at a time and we stir it by hand with a plastic spatula. I don't know why they specified a plastic spatula, but I almost never use one, so it was kind of a miracle that I found this. So let's get the flour in there, and then we'll make the dough. Then that's got to rest and chill in the fridge for a little while before they can cook. Okay, since we doubled this, what do you think? We should put half the dough on one. Let's put half the dough on one piece of saran wrap. We're gonna have to roll it into a 1-inch log. So I think we should do half and half. Okay, here's one. We're gonna put it in the fridge. Might not cook them until tomorrow, but it's supposed to be 1 inch, but I don't know that I can get it any smaller than that. But the color is just so bright. I put more cayenne pepper in it than what it called for because my family likes them hot. And we tasted the dough. It's got a kick. It's enjoyable. I like it. So we'll see. So I'll do this, and then I'm going to update you on the book because I've been reading here and there throughout the day while we've been baking. And so we just put the dough for the cheese straws in the fridge so that they can kind of set up before we cook them. At this point, it's a bit later in the day. I might just wait and cook them tomorrow while we are getting other things together to make. But I wanted to update you on the book. I am about 70 pages in. I am just obsessed with this. The murder has finally happened. They're kind of looking back on it. I think I mentioned in my first clip that each individual character is telling you a little something and is kind of telling you their perspective on what happened in the lead up to the murder. But it has gone chronologically. It's not like we've gotten every character's perspective on the same thing and on the same day, which I think is really refreshing and I like because I don't tend to like to relive the same event multiple times. But I just finished the chapter where the murder itself was discussed, and I think we're going to shift over to the detective's perspective now, and that's what kind of concerns me. I hope that I like him as much as I have really enjoyed the family, and I think that's a fun aspect to a book that's set up this way, is that it means that we can't really trust the narrator of each individual chapter. We have to kind of take what they say with a grain of salt because each individual person maybe interpreted events differently and maybe has a different relationship, not only with the head of the household who was murdered, but also with other members of the family. And I think that's really interesting. There's just something very insular about this and really fun. I'm just really charmed by the author's writing, frankly. And I'm going to order the 2 other books that they publish by her in this series. I think in total, she only wrote 3 mysteries, but this one is such a banger so far. I am really, really excited about this. So I can't wait to read more of this. I truly cannot. But tonight we're gonna run to the store. We're gonna get a few things that we need for the Christmas gathering next weekend and stuff that we need to bake tomorrow. But I think this might be the last time that I update you today. So I cannot wait to read more of this. I cannot wait. Good morning. I look really terrible. So we have a lot of baking to do today. I'm really excited about it, but I'm about 100 pages in to the Santa Claus murder. I'm just obsessed with this. And it's not as if I went into it thinking I'm not going to enjoy it. I never pick up a book that I don't think I'm going to enjoy, you know, but I didn't know I was just going to be absolutely in love with it. I really love her writing, and I really like the way the chapters with the detective are set up, and it's almost as if he's kind of writing in shorthand occasionally and writing down his observations of the family and of what's been happening. And I just think it's really fun. I'm just having the time of my life. And I hope that all of the other Christmas mysteries that I ordered are in a similar vein, are just as fun. So I really hope this isn't the greatest. I hope I didn't start with the best, but I am just thoroughly enjoying this. Some of the finished cheese wafers. Doubling the cheese straw recipe was great because it means that I still have some in the refrigerator that we haven't cut and baked yet, so that's awesome. It's now Monday, so I can wait till later in the week to cut those up and bake them so that they're really fresh for this weekend. They are so good and spicy. I mean, they are so good and spicy. But I waited until today to finally update you again because I wanted to have finished the book to talk to you about it. And at this point, I'm not settled on my rating. I thoroughly enjoyed this, and there was just something that was so delightful about it. It was so charming, and a lot of that I think was due to the writing style. There were a couple things about it that did bug me. One was just the constant repetition of so many different characters coming to the detective with information that they thought wasn't important for some reason, or that they had forgotten about. Multiple characters said, oh, I didn't think that was worth mentioning because I didn't think it was important. And one or two people, yeah, I think that's conceivable, but nearly every character that was sitting on some kind of evidence didn't reveal it until it was convenient to the plot to reveal it. And it was always an excuse of, I didn't think this was going to be that important. That did get old to me very quickly. That's really the main flaw the book has. I also wasn't nearly as enamored with the detective character as I was with the family. And I can see why the majority of the book was from his perspective, because it was him figuring things out, and maybe if we were in the family's heads too much, they would have revealed too much to us too quickly. I really don't know. But I could really see why she wanted the majority of the book to be from the detective's perspective, and why there were other perspectives in the book was explained in a way that made a lot of sense to me and was really enjoyable. On the other hand, the book's biggest strength, other than the really charming writing and what I thought were really charming characters, I think the book's biggest strength was that I had no idea who did it. And throughout the book, I had this one main theory, and I thought, even if it turns out that this is true, the first theory that I had is the truth, I'm going to be very happy, because to me, a lot of times it doesn't necessarily matter figuring out the mystery, but I don't tend to enjoy figuring it out before the end. I'm not trying to figure out the mystery. And so to me, if I do have it figured, sometimes I don't enjoy the mystery as much. In this case, if it had turned out that way, I would have really enjoyed it because it's a trope that I really enjoy, but that's not what happened. The book had so many great red herrings for you to kind of pin your hopes and dreams on, and it was done in such a way that it wasn't obvious, because in so many mystery novels, often people start trying to suspect other people, and you as the reader or you as the audience know it can't possibly be them because it's too early in the book. It's too early in the show. We won't know who did this, really. And so you know that you can count somebody out because the detective has suspected them. There wasn't a whole lot of that here, and I really appreciated it. I just felt like the book kept me on my toes. I don't know. I loved it. I really am close to rating it 5 stars, though the things that irritated me pretty badly. So I don't know. It takes a lot for a mystery to get 5 stars from me. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that I generally am not going to reread a mystery novel. Something else has to be going on other than the mystery for me to be engaged with it and for me to want to reread the book. But I think I would reread this. I loved her writing. In fact, I'm going to order the other 2 books that she wrote that are in this series. I am so excited about this. From my initial thoughts, my knee-jerk reaction is definitely this is 5 stars. But I think probably when I settle, it will probably be around 4 stars. I'm interested to compare this to the other 3 Christmas mysteries that I picked up, and I will let you know about that. I will carry you along with me on that journey too. But this was an absolute delight. I mean, truly it was. And I am so glad that I picked it up. I'm so glad I decided to take part in Cloak and Dagger Christmas this year. I would love to know down below some recipes that you love baking here in the holiday season. And I would love to know if you enjoy a Christmas mystery. Let me know some recommendations down below, because clearly I can enjoy them. But that's going to be all from me today. I hope you're all having a great week. Happy reading. Goodbye.